Good morning, Texas. Here we're joined by Gina Chavez at ACL. So, how are you doing today, Gina?
Great. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Ready to rock. This is our second weekend to perform, so we know what to expect, and we're gonna knock it out of the park.
Yeah. So, you are an 8-time Austin Music Award winner. Wow, that's awesome. That's exciting. I mean, Austin is a big area with a lot, and the wind is blowing. So what sparked your interest to be a musician and an artist, a singer and songwriter?
Yeah, I've always loved to sing. I grew up here in Austin, and I went to really great schools. I went to Lamar Middle School and McCallum High School, which now feeds into the Fine Arts Academy. But when I was there, even though we didn't have the Fine Arts Academy, there was a really great choir program in both of those schools. And so I was first a singer, and then I picked up a guitar at 18, and here we are now. So.
Wow, well, I guess unlike other people, it's worked in your favor, I see, with everything, and you're still going. I noticed that even though you are a very successful artist, that hasn't stopped you from giving back. And so in 2010, you, along with Jody, you'll both launched your, it was Nina's Arriba?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that? What sparked your interest with that and how it's going?
For sure, yeah, so I think both of us, we'd wanted to do long-term mission work for a while. And it was in 2009, I guess, right about when the economy was tanking. She had just moved back from LA. Jody's my girlfriend. She had just moved back from LA. I had actually just lost my job, and so we were both kind of like, let's get out of here. Let's go do some long-term mission work. Let's go to another country. Let's learn more about our Latin roots. Go somewhere Spanish-speaking. So we signed up for this Catholic program called Vides, and they sent us to El Salvador. And so we were there for 8 months in a gang-dominated part of San Salvador called Soy Yo Pongo. We taught English to girls in an all-girls school, lived with nuns, and it was a life-changing experience. And so the long story longer is Jody and I, after those 8 months, it was hard to just be like, okay, peace out. We're going back to our first world comfortable lives. Good luck, And so she was like, what if we started a college scholarship fund? And we didn't know how to do that, but we were like, why not? We talked to the young women and basically said, do you want to go to college? And it was a huge desire and completely unaffordable. And so we started a college scholarship fund, and the only way we knew how to raise money was through benefit concerts. And so we've been doing that for the past 5 years, and this year we were able to celebrate our first college graduate. There are 5-year programs down there. And she actually was able to get a U.S. visa to come to the show. So people actually got to meet her, and her name's Xiomara. She got a degree in marketing. And now we've actually expanded the program to not only do college scholarships, but also 6-month paid internship program, so that way they can get experience. Because probably just because you have a college degree doesn't mean you're going to get a job. And so I think it's the same way everywhere, especially in third world countries, it's even worse, And so anyway, so we're really excited to expand this program to now be able to, we raised enough money at the past, this year's benefit concert to be able to get all of our girls through school, which is, we had 4 young women we're supporting. So all of them will get a college degree as well as a 6-month paid internship, and we're continuing to raise money so that we can grow the program even more.
Wow, so I see that you are obviously making an impact in third world countries. So what about, as a bilingual artist, how do you see that you have an impact in America as opposed to people who maybe aren't bilingual?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody else about this. I think for me, connecting to my Latin roots through music, music was the doorway for me to do that. And so, because I didn't really grow up with my Mexican heritage. And so, but my parents really instilled in me the importance of travel and learning about other cultures and learning about other languages. And so as I traveled, I was actually a student at the University of Texas. I was a junior journalism major.
Oh, yeah. No way.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I got my BJ.
Yeah.
So I went to Buenos Aires for a study abroad semester. And that was literally a life-changing moment for me when I heard music from Argentina and one particular rhythm called a chacarrera. And it was just something I never heard before. I've heard Latin music growing up here in Texas, but it's a different kind, tejano or ranchera, maybe some Latin dance music. But this was more like folk music with a little, like almost like what you would think of as a flamenco style, but it's not. You know what I mean? And so I was just enthralled, and that was life-changing for me to go so far away from home, to go to Buenos Aires, to hear Castellano, and really start learning about my Latin roots as a Latina. I think that was the beauty of not growing up within the trappings of the Mexican culture. Is kind of like wherever I go, I get to be like Latina. Oh, I lived in El Salvador, so I'm Salvadoreña. If I go to like Argentina, I'm Porteña, like whatever. So it's been really exciting to kind of be a sponge in that sense, and then get to bring that to the stage, and we take people on a journey through music. So.
So wow, your music is just impacting people in so many different areas, it seems like. Yeah, you got And so you also have a new song, Siete Day, coming out. Can you tell me what the meaning behind that is?
Yeah. So that song, that song came out on my latest record, Uprooted. And it's essentially a lyrical scrapbook of our time in El Salvador. It's kind of like a wild ride through El Salvador on the Siete bus, the 7D bus, that was our public transportation that we would take to kind of get from Soy Yo Pongo, which is a gang-dominated suburb of San Salvador, into the capital city. And that song has opened so many doors and connected to so many people in a way that I never anticipated, and partially because the news that we hear about El Salvador is negative. I mean, they're dealing with some of the most just unspeakable gang violence in the world. And Soy Yo Pongo, to give you an example, Soy Yo Pongo is literally the stronghold of the MS-13 gang, La Mara Salvatrucha, if you've heard of the MS-13 gang or 18th Street gangs. Those are literally like rival factions that live in Soy Yo Pongo. And that's where we were stationed. And so to sing a song that was kind of about the daily life of people in Soy Yo Pongo, that's a positive song. People came out of the woodwork. Like on YouTube, the comments, people would be like, oh my God, like I'm from El Salvador, I live in LA now, but like, thank you for finding something good to say about our country. And it was like heartbreaking to be like, oh my gosh, like the only thing that anybody ever hears about El Salvador is violence, death, drugs, extortion, gangs. And the thing is, there's so many beautiful people that are living in that environment, and that's what we were surrounded by, just beautiful, humble hearts, people loving and giving and accepting us, and they're living in this awful environment of extortions and gangs that, by the way, we exported from the United States. That's a whole nother topic. But people don't know that. We literally exported gang culture to Central America.
Wow.
So we have a huge part in what's happening down there, but nobody knows it. So anyway, that's another story for another time.
Wow, I mean, it's just like, this is reminding me why I love the arts, though, because like you get to choose what you're going to do with it, and obviously you're choosing obviously like you're saying, like so many people are being impacted by it.
Yeah.
So that's, wow, I can't wait to see what what you have in the future for us. Well, so we are a morning show, so I just want to ask you a few questions.
Right.
Are you a morning person?
Oh my God, no.
No? So like, if you have to get up like super early in the morning, what's your motivation? Like, how do you get up in the morning?
My girlfriend is my motivation. She's like, get your ass out of bed. Oh, can I say that? Beep. I'm not necessarily an unpleasant morning person. I'm just not like awake yet. So to give you an example, she and I wake up in the morning and she is go, go, go. She's like, okay, I just had all this. She's like, babe, I just thought of A, B, and C. We need to get D and C and F and all these things done. And I'm just like, I can't handle this. Like now, can you write it down somewhere? Or like my brain is not computing. Well, then it's, 11, 12, 1 a.m. And I'm like, oh my God, babe. So I had all these ideas and the A and the B and C. And she's like, I'm so tired. You know what I mean? So we all have the same ebbs and flows. They just come at different times of the day. So I'm totally a night person, but I'm on a pretty strict schedule, so I'm usually up by 6:30 or 7.
Oh, wow, just like our morning show.
There
so
you go.
you're fitting right in. Up, yeah.
I'm just gonna be like,
you're just gonna be dead.
Coffee.
And okay, so if you couldn't do music, like music was out of the question, what would you do?
Well, is money an object? Are we dreaming here, or are we talking practically?
We're dreaming.
We're dreaming. Okay, we're dreaming. Let's see. I actually think I would probably do like a podcast or like some kind of.
So take your journalism degree and use it, maybe?
There you go. There you go. Well, so my day job, I do communications for a nonprofit. And I work more on like you could call it like layout and design over graphic design, more like layout and design for, reports or putting together infographics or, online content, social media, that kind of stuff. That's what I do for my day job. And I love it. But I really love doing interviews, and I've done a couple podcasts with people, and I actually think that would be a total blast. Just be like a podcast personality.
No, seriously, I can see it already. Like, we could just turn this into a podcast.
There you go.
There you go. This could be the first one, right?
I like doing voices, so we could do voices.
Can you do a voice for me right now? Oh my gosh, yes.
Which voice should I do?
Do you know like a cartoon, or what kind of voices do you do?
Well, I mostly do like really bad impressions of like Scottish or Indian accents.
Can you do one? Can you in like a crazy accent, like the really bad like Scottish or Indian? Can you say, "I'm Gina Chavez and you're watching Good Morning Texas"?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna get like lambasted from people. It's funny. I do more like I can like hear people's. There's like certain quotes from like movies that so it's hard to do like a different like phrase or whatever.
Do the quote.
Or maybe here we go. There was. If anybody was old enough to remember the jackalope on America's Funniest Home Videos, you probably not. This is probably like way before your time. But there was like this thing that was like, fast as fast can be, you'll never catch me. So it was like this little thing that would run around during America's Funniest Home Videos. So I could be like, wait, what's my phrase?
Oh, I'm Gina Chavez and you're watching Good Morning Texas.
All right, should I say it into the camera?
Yeah, here you go.
I'm Gina Chavez and you're watching. What is it? Wait, what? Good Morning Texas. I'm Gina Chavez, and you're watching Good Morning Texas.
Well, thank you so much,
Or
Gina.
Yoda.
Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're doing it. Okay.
I'm Gina Chavez, I am watching Good Morning Texas. You are?
Well, thank you so much, Gina.